Now recently guys, I was asked what my favourite film was. Now for someone like me, that's actually a really difficult question. See, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of films, so to pick out one individual film that really stood out for me was very much a challenge. But after much deliberation and time-consuming stupidness, I have came up with a film that I would like to present to you as my favourite film. And my favourite film is Good Will Hunting. Now if you haven't seen Good Will Hunting, let me explain. Good Will Hunting was released in 1997 and focused around a guy called Will Hunting, an incredibly smart janitor at a top university in New York. Now in this university, Will Hunting would secretly solve really difficult mathematics equations, and nobody would know it was him until he was caught by the professor. He's then assigned a therapist, played by Robin Williams, to help him deal with all this anger and disrespect he has for the law, to help him become a top mathematics guy. Through this, he realises that not everything in life needs to be solved by fighting, drinking and smoking, but also that Robin Williams is not fooled by his tough guy persona. Now the professor that caught him does see his potential and wants him to become one of the top mathematics people in the world, and so as well as giving him therapy, he also teaches him maths. And after meeting the girl of his dreams, he realises that there's more to life than just drinking, fighting and hanging out with his friends. Now it is clear from the very start of the film that Will is a very smart guy. In fact, with the very first sequence we see of the film is him reading loads and loads of books. And later on in the film we see him humiliate a university pupil by destroying him with knowledge.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading some Marxian historian, Pete Garrison probably. You're going to be convinced of that till next month when you get to James Lemon. Then you're going to be talking about how the economies of Virginia and Pennsylvania were entrepreneurial and capitalist way back in 1740. That's going to last until next year. You're going to be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, you know, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital-forming effects of military mobilization.
So from that clip there we can see that he is extremely smart, and that is shown throughout the film in loads of different situations. I'm not going to go through them all because there is hundreds. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck did in fact come up with the premise for this film, they wrote it, and of course they are in it. They came up with this film while working together at college. Both agreed they would write a film about a guy who's incredibly smart but nobody knows about it, and then that would come out throughout the film, and so came Good Will Hunting. Now you're probably wondering, why am I interested in a film that's based mainly around maths? Well, the film doesn't just focus on that, it's got so many different things going on in it. For example, it looks at gang violence.
It's me, Will. Remember we went to kindergarten together?
The film may sound really boring, don't get me wrong, but it is in fact quite light-hearted. There's a lot of crude humour in it.
There's an old couple in bed, Mary and Paddy, and they wake up on the morning of their 50th anniversary. And Mary looks over and gazes adoringly at Paddy. She's like, "Oh, Jesus, Paddy, you're such a good-looking fella. I love you. I want to give you a little present. Anything your little heart desires, I'm going to give it to you. What would you like?" Paddy's like, "God, gee, Mary, that's a very sweet offer. Now, in 50 years, there's one thing that's been missing. And I would like you to give me a blowjob. I would like one." And Mary's like, "All right." She takes the teeth out, puts them in the glass, and she gives him a blowjob. And afterwards, Paddy's like, "Jeez, now that's what I've been missing. That was the most beautiful, earth-shattering thing ever. Beautiful, Mary, I love you. Is there anything that I can do for you?" And Mary looks up at him and she goes, "Do it again."
As well as that, Robin Williams showing off some of his best work. But the thing that tips it off for me is, in fact, the performance of Matt Damon. Good Will Hunting did in fact win 2 Oscars, one for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Robin Williams, and one for Best Original Screenplay, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, so they both got one. This is the only film Robin Williams won an Oscar for, and it's clear to see from the film why he won it, and this was, I think, some of his best work. He may not be the comical genius that he is in this film, like shown in Mrs. Doubtfire, for example, or he played the genie in Aladdin. He wasn't given the comedy range that he's given in all his other films. But don't get me wrong, you can see some moments of his eccentric, wild humour.
Up to the plate, you know, he's got that weird stance.
Yeah.
And then, boom, he clocks it, you know. High fly ball on the left field line. 35,000 people on their feet, yelling at the ball, but that's not because Fisk, he's waving at the ball like a madman. He's going, "Get over! Get over! Get over!" And then it hits a foul pole. Oh, he goes apeshit, and 35,000 fans, you know, they charge the field, you know?
Yeah, and he's fucking blowing.
He's like, "Go, get on there."
But mainly he is this grounded therapist with obviously a very troubled past. I'm not gonna lie, when I seen that he was in this film, I was very nervous. I thought that he's gonna try and be this standout comedy guy in this very serious movie and it's not gonna work, but in fact, he played a very serious character and played it very well, obviously, which got him his Oscar. When I first watched this film, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored out of my head because every time I looked at the screen there was a mathematics equation or they were talking about maths or something like that, and that really put me off when I first watched it. So after the first time I didn't watch it for ages until I found it in my DVD collection and thought, you know what, I'm going to give it another go, I'm going to see what it's like, and after that it was easily became one of my favourite films. So to wrap this up guys, overall Good Will Hunting is a very, very enjoyable film, very entertaining. Don't get me wrong, there's not a lot of action or anything in it, it is just all talking, but if you do enjoy those films, I would definitely recommend Good Will Hunting, and that is why it is my favourite film. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit the like button below, it really does help my channel out. Leave in the comment section what you think my next video should be, hit subscribe to support this channel and never miss a video, and I'll see you next week guys. Take care.